Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to Nine Nar Trees podcast. Today, I will summarize and review the book. Notes from Underground by Fyodor Dostoevsky is a seminal psychological and philosophical masterpiece first published in Russia in 1864. Often considered one of Dostoevsky's most profound works, this novel is structured uniquely, combining existential contemplation with dramatic narrative. The book introduces us to an unnamed narrator, often referred to as the underground man, who represents the embodiment of internal conflict and disillusionment. Dostoevsky intricately portrays an individual's struggle against conventional society and rationalism, highlighting the darker, troubling depths of human consciousness. His protagonist, an isolated government clerk, records a series of conflicting thoughts and bitter reflections that reveal his profound alienation and intellectual frustration. Through this character, Dostoevsky explores complex themes, including free will versus determinism, consciousness, alienation, and the isolating effects of modernity on human relationships. This celebrated narrative not only critically analyzes 19th-century Russian societal values, but also foreshadows modern existentialist attitudes and inquiries, deeply influencing literature and philosophy in later centuries. Notes from Underground remains a timeless exploration of the human soul, portraying the perpetual tension between human rationality and irrationality, freedom and confinement, and social acceptance versus deeply ingrained individualism. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, the nature of self-reflection and consciousness. In Notes from Underground, Dostoevsky intricately portrays the complex dynamics of self-awareness through the underground man's introspective narrative. The character is acutely self-conscious, overly analytical, and excessively introspective, leading him to an obsession with his own suffering and shortcomings. His hyper-awareness creates a prison of irrationality, isolating him from society and leading to a life plagued by indecision, inertia, and profound psychological anguish. Dostoevsky employs this character to illustrate the implications of excessive introspection, showing how self-reflection can become paralyzing when taken to an extreme. He explores these themes effectively, communicating how consciousness not only distinguishes human existence, but can also become a source of tremendous dissatisfaction and internal torment. Secondly, critique of rationalism and utilitarianism. A significant theme in this novel is Dostoevsky's thorough critique of the rationalist and utilitarian philosophies prevalent during his time. The underground man vehemently opposes ideologies promoting the idea that human behavior can be predicted or rationally determined. Dostoevsky uses his protagonist's erratic, unpredictable behavior as a demonstration that man will deliberately act against self-interest to assert individuality and free will. Rationalists emphasize pragmatic happiness through logical, calculated actions, but Dostoevsky illustrates that humans often choose pain, chaos, and irrationality, not despite, but precisely because these choices defy rational explanation. By attacking utilitarian principles, the narrative contemplates the human yearning for authentic, spontaneous experience, thereby highlighting the innate complexity and unpredictability of human nature. Thirdly, social alienation and isolation. The underground man struggles profoundly with alienation and loneliness, detaching himself from societal interactions and intimacy. His severe isolation results from his inability or unwillingness to conform to societal expectations, leaving him on the outskirts, viewed by others as peculiar or insignificant. Dostoevsky uses these conditions to represent a broader commentary on social conventions and their repressing effect on true individuality. The protagonist's failed attempts at human connection underline his despair and exemplify the acute suffering caused by isolation. This theme suggests that the price of genuine individualism can be profound alienation and existential solitude. Dostoevsky illustrates vividly that humans, despite their loneliness, find it difficult to overcome their entrenched internal barriers to connect meaningfully with others. Fourthly, the freedom in human nature versus determinism. A critical exploration within Notes from Underground is the conflict between free will and determinism. Dostoevsky deliberately portrays the protagonist making irrational decisions or consciously choosing suffering, asserting his freedom from societal and logical constraints. The underground man frequently articulates the idea that humans would reject utopian societies simply to affirm their right to individuality and unpredictability, even if it results in harm. Determinist philosophy holds that human motives and actions are predictable and predetermined, but Dostoevsky's characterizations suggest a contrary view, that humans inherently and persistently seek ways to assert independence and rebel against predetermined rules or expectations from others, thereby affirming their complex, free nature. Lastly, existential angst and human suffering. Dostoevsky's novel richly explores themes central in existential philosophy, such as angst, despair, purposelessness, and the inherent suffering of human existence. The underground man embodies existential torment, tasting life's absurdities and struggles through his subjective gaze. His perpetual state of existential angst results from his recognition of hopelessness and meaninglessness within conventional social structures and life's mundane routines. Dostoevsky's narrative signifies that accepting life's meaninglessness induces a particular existential dread and inner turmoil. Accordingly, he portrays human sufferings, physical, emotional, spiritual, not just as something to overcome, but also as an essential part of human consciousness that shapes identity and personal experience. This focus captures one of the earliest and most vivid depictions of existentialism's core ideas, greatly influencing later philosophical movements. In conclusion, Fyodor Dostoevsky's Notes from Underground is an essential reading choice for anyone interested in psychology, philosophy, or literature, particularly those exploring existentialist concepts. It is specifically suited for readers who are reflective, introspective, and interested in understanding complex, unsettling truths about human nature and societal behavior. This novel's exploration of deep philosophical challenges and psychological struggles makes it uniquely valuable among literary works and philosophical texts alike. Reading this book can profoundly benefit one's life by providing a broader understanding of humanity, individuality, free will, and the troubling realities of self-consciousness and isolation. Unlike many other philosophical or literary works, Notes from Underground vividly illustrates complex ideas through engaging narrative techniques and deeply realized personal character studies, making sophisticated ideas accessible and impactful. Furthermore, Dostoevsky's skill in capturing the internal realities of the human psyche, his engagement with ethical and social debates, and his profound ability to anticipate and shape modern existential discourse differentiate this text from its counterparts. Choosing to read and buy Notes from Underground offers an emotionally and intellectually enriching experience, unmatched by most other works within classical and philosophical literature. Its enduring relevance and insight into human conflict, individual freedom, and existential anxiety ensure that readers receive wisdom applicable to countless modern and personal situations, making it indispensable and fundamentally rewarding. If you would like to support Fyodor Dostoevsky, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.